This program represents an introduction to the hypotrich ciliate, Stichotricha aculeata. Stichotricha was described in the literature by Perty in 1849, and by a number of others as well in the 19th century. In some classification schemes, its name is identified with its own subclass, Stichotricha. It is a member of the family Spirophilidae. There are several well-established species of Stichotricha. And a number of additional species have also been described. The species of Stichotricha, which fits best with the one in the photomicrographs and videos to follow, appears to be Stichotricha aculeata. Stichotricha aculeata is a hypotrich ciliate which lives either in a free-swimming state or, more commonly, within a mucus tube or lorica of its own making. This multidiagrammatic plate from Saville Kent's Manual of the Infusoria from 1889 shows a number of the observed forms of Stichotricha. It illustrates a number of examples of different species of Stichotricha not sheathed within a lorica. On the other hand, it also beautifully illustrates the loricate form of Stichotricha, including one in a single tube, two organisms sharing a single lorica, long tubular individual loricas, and a multiplex lorica housing what is effectively a sessile colony of organisms. Note that the organisms within the long individual sheaths are rather twisted in appearance and may actually have been Chaetospira. The organism depicted here was housed in a lorica, but did exit from its sheath and swim freely. The Stichotricha seen here in the lower photomicrograph is in a typical loricate position, partially extended from its lorica. There are a number of drawings and photomicrographs of Stichotricha in the literature and on the internet. They all share a number of features in common. Generally identifiable features of Stichotricha include a slender fusiform body, a species-dependent terminal shape, spiral cirral files, frontal setae, an anterior proboscis, an AZM or adoral zone of membranes, a cytostomal orifice, macronuclei, and a contractile vacuole. These features will be addressed individually. Stichotricha is typically between 120 and 300 microns in length. Anteriorly, it has a somewhat pointed, neck-like proboscis. The proboscis is often arched ventrally or dorsally, especially when the organism is partially extended from its lorica. The peristomal region involves almost the entire length of the proboscis, which itself comprises about 40% of the length of the organism. In anteromost position, the organism has two clearly differentiated separate frontal cirri, or setae. There are 4 cirral files, or bands, of cirri cilia, which spiral antero-posteriorly, obliquely, along the length of the body. The posterior or distal end of the body may be blunt, rounded, or somewhat pointed. This appears to be a species-dependent feature. This organism has largely exited from its lorica under cover slip pressure. The dim outline of the compressed margin of the lorica can be seen below and behind the organism. Note also that the membranelles of the AZM can be directed either dorsally or ventrally. The main membranelle is highly flexible, and the line of origin of its cirri, which begins dorsolaterally and ends distally even more widely laterally, is highly flexible in between, sometimes smoothly bending various segments either medially or laterally.